Lovely friend, Sequoia here, your spiritual teacher, coach, and intuitive reader. So today's video, we're going to talk about empathic overload, what it is, and how it affects manifesting, how it affects creating your life the way you want it to be. So, I also want to say, you might see my shirt, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, big hero of mine. And I just want to say that you own your own body and your own energy, no matter what anyone else says. And this actually is related to empathic overload, because being an empath or a sensitive person or an intuitive, it's really important to learn to own your own energy and to learn that your being, your body, your energy field is yours. And this completely applies to the recent Supreme Court decision. So you own your body no matter what anyone says, no matter what Supreme Court says, it's yours. You make the decisions about it, and don't allow that power to be taken away from you, right? So when people seek power over us, externally there may well be consequences and changes, but internally, inside you decide what's true or not, whether you give your rights away or not. So that's a little bit of a side, but it also isn't. It's also totally related. So if you're here with me live, let me know. Tell me in the comments. Leave me some little likes and hearts. And if you're here on the replay, let me know about that too. So feel free to share this video with anyone you think might be helped by knowing more about empathic overload, what it is, how it shows up in our lives, and what to do about it, how it affects our ability to manifest. I just need a little water here for a second. I ate some peas out of my garden and it's stuck in my throat just before coming on here. So, empathic overload. How might you know it's happening? How does it show up? What are the signs that it's affecting you? So, empathic overload really shows up when you're feeling exhausted, and you're not totally sure why, but you have a feeling it's to do with everyone else, right? Like the state of the world, everyone else's problems, how other people are feeling and acting around you, that it depletes you and depletes you and depletes you and depletes you. When people who are naturally sensitive, naturally intuitive, naturally empathic have a big, big, big tendency to absorb and take on everybody else's emotions, everybody else's feelings, everybody else's states of being, everybody else's problems. And when, without realizing it, that's one of the biggest problems with it, without realizing it. If you're taking on everyone else's stuff and you don't even know, and then you're thinking it's yours, it's exhausting, it's exhausting, it's exhausting, it's exhausting, right? Um, so some signs that this might be happening to you, if you are waking up in the morning like still super tired and absolutely like can't stand the idea of going and interacting with people, if the thought of going to work is immediately exhausting before anything's happened, before you're even there, right? If you're replaying what people said to you and how you wish you had responded but didn't, right? If like someone tried to sort of invade your space, literally or energetically, and you didn't speak up for yourself, or you said something kind of like passive and allowing that to happen, and then you replay and you replay and you replay, and you're thinking like, why did I do that? Why didn't I say what I really meant? These are all signs of empathic overload. Other signs of empathic overload are also like if you're using anything to an extreme to soothe that feeling of exhaustion and taking on everyone else's stuff, being affected by everyone else's energy, and then like, so you, it could be anything, but here are some examples. So then you like eat a bunch of junk food to like soothe that frazzled part of you, or you go out and have more drinks than you should, that make you feel good, than are healthy for you. Or you can, I mean, it can even be quote unquote healthy things, right? Like maybe you go and exercise like endlessly, constantly. Exercise is good, but if you're using it as an escape of those feelings, then you're not really addressing the root issue. Yeah. So we tend to think of, like I said, like the junk food or the alcohol. Those can totally be signs of empathic overload, but it can be anything, right? Like the exercise, it could be like spending hours reading. Any of these can be done well and in alignment, but if you're doing it to soothe that exhausted part of you, it's a sign of empathic overload. It doesn't mean like, oh, it's the end of the world. It doesn't mean you'll never eat junk food or exercise again. But you have to know where it's coming from inside of you. Yeah? Let me know if that makes sense. So, and here's the goosebumps. If you know me, you know this, the goosebumps and other things are a sign of spirit talking, wanting me to share with you. So, when the world is activated, when the world is upset, like today, many people are upset, right? Or other people like completely joyous and rapturous about this decision. When the energy is like that, if you want to be more careful with your energy, you want to be more careful with your energy, right? It's a really easy time to become overloaded with everybody else's feelings, everybody else's thoughts, everybody else's issues, which may be the same as yours, but they may not be, right? You feel how you feel independently of how everybody else feels, and maybe it's the same and maybe it's different. Maybe it's almost the same but with a shade of difference. And you want to be really in tune enough with yourself to know where that is, where your own feelings are, where your own power is, where your own alignment is. Let me know if that makes sense. Just listening here for a second. Okay. When you thank you. When you come into better alignment with your own self, signs that you're out of empathic overload and knowing how you feel and in your own power, it doesn't feel, you might be angry, you might be sad, you might be in disbelief, you might be in regret, you might be whatever you're in. You're in it, but it doesn't feel exhausting, right? You can feel your emotions without them leaving you like ragged through feeling them. The other thing I want to say about that, more goosebumps. Whatever your feelings are, let them move through you. And then don't allow others, don't allow the world to take your peace. Because you want to act from a place of strength. You want to act from a place of internal alignment and power. So if you're angry, if you're sad, let it move through and then act. Let it move through and then act. Let it move through and then act. It's really important. It's really important for those who are watching. The type of people who will be moved to watch this video, attracted to my energy. I know that that is the thing for you. So maybe that's not the thing for everybody. Not every personality type will that be exactly true for, but for those watching, it is. Okay. So let me know if this is making sense to you. Oh, hey, Lisa. Oh, a little louder. Can you hear? I just read that. Can you hear me better now? I hope so. Sometimes the comments come in kind of slow. So I'll speak up a little bit, and hopefully that will help. All right. Now, actually, before I talk about that, I think I'm gonna draw a little card here. I just got this rose oracle deck for my birthday. It's really beautiful. So I'm just gonna pull a little card for us. I'm feeling our connection to the earth and to the sky. Asking that this reading be in service of our highest good, that we get the right messages at the right time, and that I say the right words for those watching. Calling in the energies and entities most needed right now, also in alignment with our highest good. Asking what do we need to know right now about this world and empathic overload, and manifesting, which I'll get into in a second here. Okay, no surprise. Whoops. The thorn. Protection, boundaries, clear communication. Okay. It's funny and it isn't. I mean, it's funny because, like, of course that's the card. Of course that's, that's what we need to know right now. So, the thorn, right? A rose protects itself from being damaged with thorns. And sometimes if you are having empathic overload and you're exhausted, you can imagine that. You can, like, I used to imagine quills, like porcupine quills, when I would really feel like that. But you can imagine thorns too, like kind of on the outside of your energy field, keeping what isn't good for you out. allowing what is good for you in. Okay, so empathic overload, what happens when an empath, intuitive, sensitive person tries to manifest but is in the midst of empathic overload? It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And often ends up not working well because not being clear in your own energy starts manifesting everybody else's stuff, everybody else's desires, because you're holding on to their energy, because you're allowing it to affect you, because you're exhausted by all of it. One, it's hard to manifest if you're exhausted. Two, even if you're trying to do your thing, create the life you want with your vision, if you are having everybody else's stuff in there, those messages get really mixed up in the universal flow and within yourself. And so you start creating, but it's not by your design, it's by someone else's design. Or like it's partially yours and it's partially someone else's, like, oh, this amalgam. Or you start living other people's dreams. You start creating the life that other people wanted, that other people expected, instead of your own, instead of what's really important to you and how you want to be in the world. Hey, Ashley, I just see good stuff. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here watching. Right? So if you are not clear in your own energy and you are trying to manifest, what's going to happen is you start creating that person's dream, this person's dream, or maybe it's not even their dream, but it's just the energy they kind of put out and you took on. But it's not what you wanted, right? I just got the, this is not my beautiful house, this is not my beautiful life, this is not my beautiful wife. That little bit of song snippet into my head. And, right, like, that's kind of that energy. You look around and you're like, well, this is not what I meant to create. I think there's multiple meanings to that song, but maybe it even looks good, right? A lot of people who come into my world from the outside, like, life looks great. Looking successful, looking powerful, looking like, yeah, I'm getting goosebumps again, looking like, oh, look, she's crushing it, right? But internally, something else is happening. Internally, that, or maybe that, like, success, quote unquote, is fueled by, like, that, oh, like, constant giving, exhaustion, right? If you feel like to get your life working for you, the amount of energy you're putting out is, like, endless. This feeling, oh. Getting it, like, pulled out of you at every moment, instead of, like, here I am, strong, powerful, in alignment, doing what I need to do, right? Okay, I'm getting a little on a tangent, but let me know if that's making sense to you. If you're feeling it. Alright, so I want to give you an invitation to hop into my DMs if this is making sense to you. And if you want to work on setting these good energetic boundaries, setting good energetic intentions, getting yourself in a place where you're not affected by everyone else, right? This was the absolute total key for me and my life, and living it the way I decided to live it, the way I wanted to live it. Going into business for myself, not manifesting other people's dreams, but manifesting my own dreams. I had to get really, really clear within myself. Get really clear about what my own energy was meant to have in it and what it was not meant to have in it. So that meant learning, practicing, and creating a lot of energetic practices to clear out what wasn't mine, and then to set protections and boundaries and intentions to keep myself in alignment, right? It's one thing to clear it out, but then if you don't have something in place to keep it that way, oh, it all comes back. You're exhausted and tired again. And, that's sort of part of the learning process. But we can make that learning process faster. So if you're here listening to this and being like, yes, that's me, I know that I need to set myself up this way so that I can act from a place of power in this world, so that I can live my true life, my true dreams, maybe go into business for yourself like I did, maybe not, I don't know, maybe you want to do some other work in the world. Hi. I just kind of felt some new people pop into that dream there, about working for yourself. So if that's you, head into my DMs and you can, what do you want to say? Let's have you say joy, right? Because when we set these energetic boundaries, when we are really clear in our own energy, it absolutely opens the path for a joyful life, no matter what. And I really mean that, no matter what. You might have heard me say before, finding the kind of peace of mind that's permanent, even through terrible things in the world, even through sadness, even through grief, even through anger. Joy is available to you at the same time as all of those things. Yeah. It sounds like a contradiction, but it really isn't, right? You can have a joyful, beautiful life the way you want it, the way you want to create it. That's what manifesting is, right? I feel like some people get a little caught up on what manifesting is. Like, I'm going to manifest $1 million. And maybe you will. I don't know. But really, when we talk about manifesting, it's about creating a beautiful life for ourselves. A life aligned with our own values. A life in which we wake up, and even if we feel cranky, even if we feel like, oh, this terrible news today, that it does not prevent joy. Yeah. Joy, I feel like, is a more long-lasting state versus happiness. Yeah. Like happiness, maybe you're happy one day and maybe you're not the next day, but joy is sort of an everlasting undercurrent underneath that. So if you want that in your life, if you're like, yes, I want that peace of mind that's permanent, I want to know, Sequoia, how to get to that place, even when these crazy things are happening in my life or in the world, or like, yes, I want to know how to not be affected by everybody else's stuff. Head to my DMs and say joy, and we will get it going for you. Yeah, Ashley, I see you're working on this more lately. Totally. Yes, super important. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so there's a variety of ways that those of you watching now or in the future, that we could work together. Right now I'm looking for 3 new coaching clients into my Joyful Spirit Roadmap. That's a 3-month program. And what happens inside this program is we work one-on-one together, and we do that on a weekly basis, and our sessions are 30 to 90 minutes, depending on what you need. So the rate actually does not change. Sometimes 30 minutes is like, you're done, right? and like going beyond that amount of time actually isn't in service of anyone. So, and then other times, like, you need a while to talk. So in addition to good mental health practice that I teach in those sessions, we also do good spiritual practice, good energetic practice. And what my goal is, what my mission in this life is to help you help yourself, right? Help you heal yourself. So like, yes, I will help heal you. So like, I very well may do some energetic healing on you. I very well may do a soul journey in which I'm like extracting things you don't need. You will definitely go on my altar. I definitely do prayer work for you. So yes, like I will do healing for you to help you clear out spiritually. But you have to be invested in it too, right? So that's really important to me. One of my boundaries for the clients I work with, like, you can't just come to me wanting to be healed without wanting to put all those energetic practices into place, because it's kind of worthless if I do that work for you and then you sort of just go back to the old way. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, let me give you one energetic practice that you can put into action right now, right this very minute. Alright, so here we go. This is my favorite one. This is Golden Spiral. This was given to me directly by Spirit. So I invite you to close your eyes. And about a foot above your head, imagine this beautiful golden sparkly light. And allow that to start spiraling gently all the way around your whole body. Your neck, throat chakra, shoulders, torso, arms, your root, pelvic floor, your legs, thighs, knees, calves, feet, and then to about a foot below you. Now you're enveloped in this beautiful, beautiful, shimmering golden spiral. And what the spiral does for you is to keep that which is not for your highest good out, and to allow that which is for your highest good in. And can you feel, even in this spiral right now, your own energy and what it's like? Does it feel different than a moment ago before doing the golden spiral? Now keeping your energy like that, let's come back here, opening your eyes, being here now. Golden spiral, you can do it anytime. Nobody knows you're doing it, right? You could do it anywhere. You can do it in the park. You can do it sitting at your desk. You can do it quickly, you can do it slowly. As you're doing it, if you feel any part of your body that's like a little leaky, like energetically leaky, just put a little more light there. It's a really simple one, but it's a powerful one. And the more you do it, the more it works. So, alright, I'm going to leave you with that today. I am about to go into client sessions. Head into my DMs and say joy if you are interested in knowing more about these energetic practices and getting them going for yourself, for your own good, to manifest the life you want and not the life everybody else wants. Alright, I'll see you again soon. Bye.